Alright, so next game we're going to just go ahead and do a review for is Contra 4 here. I mean, really, anyone who's played video games or arcade games knows about Contra, and this is definitely started out as really old school back in the day for, arcade games, and then eventually came up to this where it's just in consoles and everything. It's also notorious for being a very, very difficult game, which, it always has been and still is. And this is Contra 4, it's a sequel to the other three games. Really, it's just typical story, takes place after the third one. Aliens have invaded again, overrun the Earth, and in a desperate last mission, some guys, a couple of soldiers who are basically just Rambo, except on aliens, have to go out and kill everybody. And that's about it. And you got all your basic stuff here. Well, I mean, this is unlocked. This one you have everything unlocked, but so everything looks. I mean, you get different stuff. You get bonus content here, which is kind of cool. Lets you, like classic Contra here, where you can just play against or actually get different settings for the Contra here about how it's displayed, make it more like the original Nintendo. You got the museum here, where you can just look at different stuff from Contra history. Man, there's a ton of stuff too. Comic books, it shows you stuff from the old comics that were made for Contra. Well, actually not old, I should say it's Contra 3 and 4. You even got interviews hidden on here. So that's all kind of cool. And your basic options here, it's really lets you control the sound and erase stuff. Character select, you get, I obviously got a ton of characters now, but it lets you choose which character you're going to play as. Challenge mode lets you play different challenges, go and test out yourself. And then just your classic arcade mode, which you can either do single player or link up with someone for multiplayer. Choose your difficulty and just go ahead and get in there. And that's really it. It's really it's just Contra for the DS. There isn't any amazingly huge changes, but it is a fun game. It's just like the other classic Contra. You run around, you shoot things, you get power-ups. There's tons and tons of enemies just coming all at you from all over the screen. And, of course, you die in one hit. The enemies never stop coming, so you just gotta be constantly moving, constantly shooting. And so it's very fast-paced. It's not easy, in my opinion. And if you're good at Contra, you probably won't have too hard a time, but, if you never played Contra, or you found the other Contra games to be a bit difficult, yeah, this probably won't be any exception to that rule. And you're just constantly running over the place, shooting stuff like crazy. But still, it's a fun game. And I enjoy it. I had fun on it. It's a good way to kill time. Yeah, you can also collect power-ups there, or discard them. Whoops. I just got myself killed. But yeah, and if you have trouble with something like this, you might want to use one of those cheats or something to get a bunch extra lives. And you got different power-ups. You have missiles, explosive ones. You have the spread shot. My favorite one is the homing shot, obviously. All kinds of different stuff there. And really, that's just all the game is. It's just continuous levels of just shooting your way through a bunch of stuff until you get to the end, and that's about it. Oh man, I'm almost dead here. So for this game, if you're a Contra fan, or if you just like, one of those side scrollers where you just mindlessly going and shooting up stuff, you'll probably enjoy this. Just bear in mind, if you've played little Contra, or if you had a hard time in the other Contra games, this game is just as hard, honestly. So it's not one of those games where, the very average gamer is probably just going to blow through it. It's probably going to take some practice and whatnot. But, if you're bored, at home or at work, like I can be at times, just looking for something to kill time, yeah, this can definitely be one way to do it. And that's about it for Contra 4. So, if you have any questions or anything like that, definitely feel free to ask, comments or thoughts or ideas. Please feel free to like my video, share my video, subscribe to my channel, and I always welcome feedback, and I of course always look forward to hearing from you people.